Hey guys, Oda King Live coming at you again for another... Actually, you know what? Never mind. This isn't even another. This is a new thing that I'm doing today. And today's going to be an episode in response to another episode done by a big YouTuber. You may know him, Pewdiepie. Okay, so today's episode is... I'm going to be talking about his video that he did a few days ago. That was, tips on how to get started on YouTube. Now, what he talked about mostly was pretty good stuff. I mean, you can't fault the guy. He's been around for a million years. He's got a gazillion subscribers. So at this point in time, he's probably forgotten what it is to be a small YouTuber. Like, even everyone he knows is, at least six figures subscriber type base. So he probably is kind of out of touch with being an actual small and actually getting started on YouTube. So I wanted to talk about just some of the points that he discussed in this video. Now, the way he talked about getting started on YouTube, to me, felt like he was talking to people with like 10,000 plus subscribers. Now, he himself said, take it with a grain of salt. Whatever he says might not even be relevant, might have nothing to do with you. So, he really covered his bases that you can't say, PewDiePie's wrong, screw him, So, it's not, I just wanted to kind of counterpoint a few and agree or disagree with a few. So, let's get started here, and sorry if I'm delaying a few seconds. By looking at the camera, I'm looking directly into the light, and it's making me blind. So then when I look back at my screen to check my notes, I'm like, what? Okay, so anyway, so first off, he talked about the equipment, and now he said that you don't need a lot of fancy equipment to begin with. I absolutely agree with this. This, for sure, is right up the alley with, a new YouTuber. I'm using my cell phone right now, and, a basic computer. Windows Movie Maker, yeah, I mean, it's not fancy, it's not exciting, but it works. And when you have, 0 to, say, 1,000 subscribers, you don't need to be super fancy. I mean, will it help? Sure. Like, maybe people will be drawn more to your videos quicker, but when you're very first starting out, you're just not going to have the equipment. You're not going to know really what you're doing. And it's going to be a learning process, and you're really going to be stumbling through it. So I agree. Start with what you have. Start slow. Do what you want. And learn as you go. Okay. And in this section, he said that, a new YouTuber channel has an uphill battle. And it's going to be hard as hell. And I absolutely agree. In this day and age, pretty much everybody, their mom, their dad, their 19 kids, their dog, and their fish have a YouTube channel. And especially in this, genre such as gaming, which is really big, if you typed in something like Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto gamers on YouTube, you'd probably get like 500,000 results. Like, there's so many people doing it that it's really hard to stand out. And, Pewds himself mentions that, you want to stand out. You want to do things that nobody else is doing, because he himself didn't grow until he did something that was very little done. So I agreed with many points here. Next up, he went on about the maintaining your audience, but then he rambled on about the algorithm boosters and people that really abuse the algorithm by having 10-minute videos and all that other stuff. Again, if you're a brand new YouTuber, you have 14 subscribers, you can't really abuse the algorithm yet. Even if you can try, because I know I do. You can try to do 10-minute videos. You can try to do have all your tags right, your search words right. You can try all that stuff, but it isn't really going to help much, not in that infancy type channel stage, month old, under 50 subscriber type situation. It's going to be tough, and you're really going to have to market yourself hard. So, what he said was that he's interested not necessarily in what your content was, but your personality. I agree here. Some people are just so boring on YouTube. Like, they're like a brick wall. Like, if you remember being in school and somebody would be asked to, say, stand at the front of the class and read a passage out of a book, they'd just be like, And today Johnny went to the store and he bought a loaf of bread. Like, damn, son. Like, some people are really boring, and wow, like, you gotta have a personality. You gotta be somewhat, sociable, and you gotta be somewhat interesting. Now, I'm not saying I am by any means, but I'm trying. Give me a break. Okay, so next up, he said it's a 24/7 life situation on YouTube. And I agree. He said himself that, he's always thinking about YouTube. He's always thinking about his videos, how well they're doing, how many likes he's getting, comments, everything, what to do next. I absolutely agree with this, but not to the extent that, this isn't my job. Like, for someone like him, it's his job. This is how he makes his money. I would be way more concentrated on it if that was the case. But even as it's just a hobby, and, I'm not doing it to get famous or anything like that. I'm just doing it for fun. I myself find that I'm always thinking about it. I'm always thinking about what to do next, what game to pull out from a next review, what anime to do next, what kind of junk can I buy on the weekend for a pickups video. I'm always thinking about what kind of crazy nonsense I can do. And I agree with him. Like, it's not like a regular 9-to-5 job. You just come home, you don't worry about it. This YouTube thing is always going in the back of your mind, and get used to it, because it's only going to get worse. Next up, he talked about marketing yourself. Now, this is the one that is interesting. Now, he agreed that a lot of big YouTubers got lucky in one way or another, whether they got, they knew somebody who was already a big YouTuber, or they got help from a big YouTuber, they had a family member, or, they had a really lucky video do really well, and, or maybe they were on, TV, or they were featured in another video of. Most big YouTubers got some type of help, especially ones that grow really fast. And now he says that, getting that very first audience is difficult, and you really got to market yourself. Now, I agree here, but what he said was he was annoyed by people who post the links of their videos in his comments feeds. Now, I get it. I understand that would be annoying, but he then goes on to say that almost all YouTubers have something that they're ashamed of. Like, they have some marketing way that they're ashamed of. Now, Pewdiepie himself said that he would message people directly, DM them, to check out his content. Now, to me, that would be more annoying as somebody in the comments, because I'd be like, if I see their link in the comments, I can just skip past it, or maybe if it does sound interesting, I'll click it. But in most cases, I'll just, bypass it, whatever. But if they're DMing me now, like, I'm like, who are you? Like, to me, that's kind of a little bit more annoying if I was a big YouTuber. I think just posting their links in my comments, I mean, most people are just going to skip by it. So who really cares? And when you're a small YouTuber, especially like that, less than 100, like, you have to do what you have to do. It's like, I'm sorry, Pewdiepie. I don't think I've done it to Pewdiepie yet, but what I'll do mostly is, especially my YouTube chat series, I'll talk about Pewdiepie and then I'll tweet it at him. But because at least he's in the video a bit, like, at least he's mentioned, I'm talking about him a little bit. And so it's a little bit of relevancy, and it's very hard to get your channel seen. Like, even if you do, say you do a review on Grand Theft Auto. Well, guess what? 7,500 other people also did it. And most of them, like 95% of them, are bigger than you. And all theirs are probably going to come up before yours. So the chance of yours being seen is so minuscule that you really just got to really pump it out there. I mean, I know people that pay for YouTube ads and put their ads in the newspaper and on websites. And I mean, it's a 9-to-5 job to just market yourself in this day and age. Like, I'm at 75 subscribers right now. It's taken me over a month to get there, and I'm pretty happy by having that amount right now. I love you guys, and hey, let's keep going. I got lots of stuff that I'm not proud of, how I market myself, so we'll see how far that goes. I'm also blind by looking in this light. All right, next, what did he talk about? He talked about don't trust anyone, about how everyone's just out to steal your viewers and stuff. Now, again, this isn't really, I don't think this has anything to do with small YouTubers. I mean, heck, nobody wants to work with you anyways if you only got 10 subs. I don't think this is anything that for us small channels to really worry about. Maybe once you're into the 10,000 and up, okay, you know, but for now, I think anyone that we, you know, you do a collab with, or, you know, you team up and do, you know, make a little, you know, small YouTuber circle, I think for the most part, as long as you know, you jive with them, you get along with them, they're pretty trustworthy. I've met a couple small channels that I like, and in the future, I'm hoping to maybe do some small collabs here and there. And then next, you mentioned networks. You know, I don't even know anything about them. Again, nothing a small channel, I believe, has to worry about. Especially with this, you know, you need to break 10,000 views first before you can even have a chance to be monetized. And then he talked about getting a lawyer and accountant. Again, you know, you got, you know, 4 subs. You don't need a lawyer and an accountant. Nothing to worry about again. And then he just rambled on at the end about how, you know, agree to make videos that you enjoy. Don't worry about getting famous. Don't worry about making money. If you do, that's great. Sorry. But just do what you want. Make sure your personality flows. And I absolutely agree there. For me, I don't do what's trending. You know, I know a lot of people that are like, bam, they're on the Switch reviews, you know, because that's what's popular right now. I don't really care. I'm doing old games that, you know, nobody's played in 20 years. And it's just what I'm into, and that's what I like doing right now. So that's what I'm going to do. So anyways, that was my response to PewDiePie's small YouTubers, you know, how to get in a YouTube channel. Oh, and by the way, PewDiePie, if you see this, 3 commercials, bro, in your video. 1, 2, 3. What happened to the adpocalypse? Because that was a 14-minute video and I got hit by 3 of them. Anyways, I'm going to do a PewDiePie bro fist, and I'm out.